Maya arrives at the networking event and spots an acquaintance she talked to earlier. She decides to approach him to follow up. The next sentence decides whether the moment gets worse or easier. In plain English, the exchange is this. Maya greets Leo without using his name. Leo responds warmly. The risky line is still, your name? Too direct. The line worth saving for the next try is, sorry, I've forgotten your name. It works better because the direct question can sound demanding and make the other person feel unappreciated. One detail to notice while saying it is I'm sorry, plus. I thought the problem was only what happened, but Leo, as acquaintance, is also reacting to how I explain it. What happened just before it matters. Maya has just arrived at the networking event. She spots an acquaintance she met earlier. Now I can see what changed. Maya has greeted the acquaintance and realized she cannot remember his name. Anxiety begins. My first version was, your name? Too direct. It sounds short, but short is not always clear. If I give no reason and no next step, the other person has to guess my intention. So my simple version becomes, sorry, I've forgotten your name. If I want it warmer, I can say, could you remind me of your name? If the moment is formal, I can use, I apologize, but I'm drawing a blank on your name. The line I want to keep is this. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. That works because it sounds demanding and shows you don't care, which can offend. I am not memorizing a random phrase. I am choosing the sentence that repairs this exact situation. That keeps the original goal in view. To ask for the acquaintance's name again without causing awkwardness. Maya has one urgent goal. To ask for the acquaintance's name again without causing awkwardness. But Maya sees the acquaintance approaching and realizes she can't remember his name. Name tag on Leo's chest is visible, but Maya hasn't focused on it. The reason is she wants to build professional connections. Tom responds warmly, but Maya's anxiety increases as she has no idea what to say next. Maya decides to go for it and asks directly. That changes the pressure. Maya blurts out, what's your name again? And immediately sees Tom's expression change. In plain English, the exchange is this. Maya asks for his name bluntly. The risky line is still, your name? It works better because the direct question can sound demanding and show you weren't listening. One detail to notice while saying it is could you plus plus. Now I can see what changed. Maya blurts out, what's your name again? And immediately sees Tom's expression change. My first version was, your name? My first guess was, your name? But that misses the real cause. It sounds demanding and shows you don't care, which can offend. The useful wording here is, sorry, I've forgotten your name. Tom's name tag remains visible. Maya's eyes dart to it, but she doesn't read it. So the situation changes again. She walks toward him, feeling confident.
Leo rewinds the scene to just before Maya's small talk attempt. The next sentence needs to do one job clearly. A usable version is, sorry, I've forgotten your name. In plain English, the exchange is this. Maya says, sorry, I've forgotten your name, and the acquaintance smiles and gives his name, then asks for hers. It works better because it admits forgetfulness honestly without sounding demanding. The real pressure is not just the situation, it is how Leo, as acquaintance, will read the next sentence. What happened just before it matters? Maya learns the simple phrase, sorry, I've forgotten your name. That kind of sentence may be grammatically fine, but it leaves the other person doing too much emotional work. The cleaner first move is, sorry, I've forgotten your name. When the relationship still matters, the warmer option is, could you remind me of your name? For a more serious moment, use, I apologize, but I'm drawing a blank on your name. The reason this works is it sounds demanding and shows you don't care, which can offend. Leave the listener with a clear next step. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. One small sound detail matters here, intonation of, could you remind me? Polite rising tone at the end, stress on remind. So the sentence has to carry reason, tone, and a next step. Name tag becomes the focus. Maya reads it after saying the phrase. That leaves us here. Maya successfully uses the simple phrase, and the acquaintance responds positively.
Leo suggests going back to the coffee table to practice the simple phrase in a real interaction. My first reply, sounds good. I'm ready, sounds shorter and colder than I expected. In plain English, the exchange is this. Leo announces setting change. Maya agrees. What happened just before it matters? Maya says the professional phrase confidently. Leo gives positive feedback, and it points toward the final result. The conversation continues smoothly, and Maya feels confident for future encounters. That works because from the professional phrase practice, Leo suggests trying the simple phrase in the original setting. Leo picks up his name tag from the table and puts it on his chest, now clearly visible. The reason is memory lapse under social pressure.
Maya asks Leo, host, for a better approach, and Leo hints at the polite phrase. Keep the idea, but change the words for your real situation. When the room hears, it went well, but I still don't know his full name. What's the best way to ask? And the answer comes back as, there's a more polite phrase for semi-formal settings. Should I show it? I am listening for whether the sentence repairs the relationship or keeps resisting the correction. The scene itself is simple. Maya feels she needs a more elegant approach for getting full details. In plain English, the exchange is this. Maya tells Leo she wants a polite way to ask for last name. Leo says there is a better phrase. The risky line is still, using the same direct question for all contexts. The line worth saving for the next try is, could you remind me of your full name? It works better because it frames the request as a polite favor. Jake, slow down and stay inside this one moment. Maya feels she needs a more elegant approach for getting full details. What happened just before it matters? They discuss the event, but Maya realizes she only knows Leo's first name and feels a gap. That kind of sentence may be grammatically fine, but it leaves the other person doing too much emotional work. Leave the listener with a clear next step. Could you remind me of your full name? One detail is still missing. Leo explains that the problem is not forgetting but the way of asking, and introduces polite alternatives. The first guess, using the same direct question for all contexts, describes the surface but not the cause. Name tag still visible. Maya looks at it but only first name is shown.
Maya proposes keeping in touch. My first reply, absolutely. Let me give you my card. Sounds shorter and colder than I expected. In plain English, the exchange is this. Maya asks if Tom would like to connect online. The risky line is still, abruptly ending without a next step. The line worth saving for the next try is, I apologize, but I'm drawing a blank on your name. My first version was, abruptly ending without a next step. The line I want to keep is this. I apologize, but I'm drawing a blank on your name. And it confirms the hidden cause. Leo explains that the problem is not forgetting but the way of asking, and introduces polite alternatives. Tom's name tag is still on. Maya pulls out her phone. So the situation changes again. She feels a surge of panic and covers with a generic greeting.